You are listening to Best in Seattle Real Estate with host Tina Mitchell, MLO 145420. This podcast is for real estate agents. Tina interviews the best of the best agents in the greater Seattle market. Learn strategies and the mindset needed to be your best. If you're looking to take your real estate business to the next level, this show is for you.
Welcome to Best in Seattle Real Estate Podcast, sponsored by Hubbard Radio Seattle. I am your host and local mortgage expert, Tina Mitchell. My show is with real estate agents for real estate agents. My lineup is exclusive and reserved for the best of the best in the greater Seattle real estate market, based on closed transactions in the last 12 months. If you are a real estate agent looking to level up your game, you are in the right place. My guest today is here to share what she has learned over the years that has taken her to the top in the real estate field. Now in studio, Kari Haas of Windermere, Bellevue Commons, Kari Haas Real Estate Team. Kari, thank you for being here.
Thanks so much, Tina. I'm really pleased and honored to be here with you today.
Likewise, Kari has closed 50 transactions in the last 12 months, and this earns her definitely the title of an industry leader. And she is here today to share her 6 secrets to success. Data provided and verified by MMI, Mobility Market Intelligence. And it's really excited. Again, Kari, I think this is your 3rd time coming on the show. And the show, again, is reserved for the best of the best. It's for the 1 percentile. Kari is actually in the half percentile in the entire nation, but this is reserved for the 1 percentile. So there's only 1% of the 1 percentile, right? So I'm a little limited to keep the integrity of the show. So I keep having my guests come back and share more information. So 3rd time being here, and as busy as you are, Kari, again, just really appreciate that. So thank you.
Thanks.
I'd also like to give a big shout out to my producer over at Hubbard Radio, Benny.
Hi there, Tina.
How's it going, my friend?
Doing very well. Just want to wish you and everyone out there the best of Father's Day weekend coming up. Big hugs to everyone, basically. You know, right?
Thank you. Yeah, Benny always lets me know what's coming up, some type of holiday. So yeah, Benny's a father of 2 twin boys. They're 13
Not
years
2 twins.
old, so...
No, just
no,
twins.
No, just twins. Yeah, two boys and they're twins. Yeah, two sets of twins.
Scared me for a minute there. I mean, I'm strong here, but all right.
Oh my God. So
happy Father's Day, Benny.
Thank you very much, Kari. Thank you.
Yeah, happy Father's Day,
Thanks,
Benny.
Tina.
Without Benny, I would not be here today. That is for sure. So big shout out. So before we get started, I'd like to do a little introduction of Kari. Kari's business practices are shaped by a philosophy of commitment, honesty, integrity, and excellence, while loving her clients and developing a strong team to produce the best results. Prior to becoming a managing broker, Kari owned a marketing and graphic design firm. 10 years ago, Kari brought her leadership and attention to detail, along with her negotiation and marketing experience, to the real estate industry, often exceeding clients' expectations and rising to the top producing agent in her office. And again, sharing her data and what she's done in the last 12 months is the reason why she's here. She's definitely a superstar. So Kari, first question for you today. What is the best tip that you can share on managing your time?
Well, Tina, you taught me to one-time my business, and that is one thing that really helps me in my business. But the other thing is really working on my business in the morning and working in my business in the afternoon, and the evening, and all the time. So really, it's being intentional about spending time both with my clients, doing the job, and also on my business, focusing on what I need to do to keep that pipeline full and happy.
That is great. And if you're a real estate agent listening to the show right now, you may be the up and down producer where you have a great month and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm finally there. And then the next month your volume goes down and you're like, what's happening? Why do I have these huge swings? Kari doesn't have those huge swings. She's a consistent in what she's doing. And the reason why is she just told you. So here's a great takeaway for you to make note of is when you're managing, you have to manage time and put it on your calendar. You have to schedule appointments with yourself. Your appointments with yourself are more important than any client appointment because it allows you to provide the best top of service and manage your business, but also it helps you to be able to come up with those continued marketing ideas and things to be in contact with your clients. So schedule on time with yourself and make sure you're obviously working in and on your business. And I like how you said in the morning, Kari, you're working on your business. So you're really doing your creative stuff in the morning, and then during the day, you're in the mix of the business, and that's working, in the business, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Great.
It's about focusing your intention on making sure that everything is flowing. And I don't do any Zillow. I don't pay Zillow for any leads or anything. All of my business, 100% of my business, is referral based. It's people who know me or people who know people who know me, and a very few who've seen me on the internet, just and so they call. But mostly it's people who know me or people who know people who know me.
Yeah, and it really is and I've said this before on the show, you can stalk the cold or you can court the warm, and it depends on your personality, because there are top producers that stalk the cold, and that's buying Zillow leads. It's really working cold leads. And some people love to do that. And other people like to build relationships and work within their community, the community that they have built. And that's how Kari has been so successful. And that's what I do as well. I think it's a lot more fun to really court the warm, but you have to stay in contact with them. You have to be front and center. How are you putting that marketing plan together to do that? It's critically important. Otherwise, you'll be, 10 years down the road, which Kari is, and you don't have a consistent business. Well, Kari worked really hard to stay in contact with these people so that she's getting that continued referral base. So Kari, as you think about the future of your business, what do you see?
Well, so actually, it's been over 11 years now. And so the future of my business it's interesting. We've got a lot less agents this year than we did at the beginning of 2023. And I think that the lawsuits and different things that have been going on in the marketplace have really made it tough for agents to be able to articulate, why we're worth our full commission. And so I see that the people who are empathetic and who are the knowledgeable people in the room and who do the work and are driven and are focused, people still need that personal touch. And I think that that is another thing that really lets you up your game is, when you're there for people when they need you. People really don't want to buy a house on the internet. They look at the pictures, but pictures, you have to take them with a grain of salt. Some agents take pictures with their cell phone, and they might miss a nice view. They might miss, key features of the home. And then others, have professional photography, which is definitely what you should be doing. And that does not show the neighbor's yard that has 3 cars in it or something like that, right? So there's different ways to present things, and the people who are upping their game and having intention behind how they're representing their clients, I think that the future for agents like that is great. I think the future for agents who don't really want to do a lot of work is you should go get a job and do something else.
Absolutely. And that's for the people that are, what you're describing, they're going to survive in the industry. There's going to be a lot more opportunity because there is going to be a big exit. And, really think about, reach out to one of my agents here on the show or your top producers within your office and ask the value that they're sharing with their clients, because you need to have a one sheet. You need to have a list of 101 things that you do to represent your client, or 105, whatever that number is. There's a lot of things, and you need to put it on a one sheet and let clients know, and do the before the offer is accepted and after, because as you know, there's a lot of work that it takes in managing a transaction from the time that it goes under contract and you go mutual until you close. You need to let your potential buyers know what that is and all the work that you do, because they don't know unless you tell them. And you don't have to go over 101 things that you do, but you can give them that one sheet and say, this is why you want to work with me. There is a lot that I'm going to be doing on your behalf to ensure that we're going to have a smooth and on-time closing, and we're going to negotiate and get the best deal. So get that information together so you're not keeping a secret from your clients what you do. All right, coming up next on the Best in Seattle Real Estate Podcast, continued conversation with Kari Haas of Windermere Bellevue Commons, Kari Haas Real Estate Team.
So when submitting an offer on a home, the lender your buyer chooses to work with can make or break the offer based on their local reputation. Tina Mitchell, MLO 145420, has a stellar relationship in the real estate community. She has been awarded Partner of the Year from Washington Realtors, Media of the Year from Seattle King County Realtors, and Member of the Year from Women's Council of Realtors. With over 25 years in the mortgage industry, Tina has worked hard to establish her place in the mortgage space. For more information on how Tina is helping her buyers stand out next to their competition, go to TinaMitchellTeam.com. That's TinaMitchellTeam.com.
Welcome back to Best in Seattle Real Estate Podcast, sponsored by Hubbard Radio Seattle. I am your host and local mortgage expert, Tina Mitchell. Continued conversation with Kari Haas of Windermere Bellevue Commons, Kari Haas Real Estate Team. Are you a real estate agent looking for that one thing to take your business to new heights? Kari is here to motivate you to be your best. You will learn what she is doing and how you can implement her best practices into your real estate business. Today, Kari is sharing her strategies and mindset needed to be the best in the industry. Kari is here to inspire other real estate agents to level up their real estate business. Kari, thank you again for being here and taking time with me today.
Thank you so much, Tina. I love
So
being
Kari,
here.
thanks. Kari, how do you market your business? We talked about in the first segment, you don't buy Zillow leads, but you're really, working with your community that you've built. Talk a little bit more about that.
Well, so there's a number of different things. It's not just one thing, right? So one of the things that I do is, I'm very active in the community. So I get involved, I volunteer, I'm on a number of different boards. I, go out to actively help people. And it's not that the people I'm helping necessarily will be my clients, but the people around who are also helping will be clients as well. So there's a lot of different things you can get involved in. If you like hiking, go hiking. But where I see people make the mistake is they go hiking with a group once, and that's it. What you need to do is get in with a group that you're going to hike with or bicycle with, or maybe it's you are foodies and you go to different restaurants, but you want to get in with different communities that you enjoy and be yourself and just be involved in those communities. So that's one way. The other way is that I have a gift of value that I offer to people when I meet them. It's a pen. So I know we all have pens, but it's a nice pen. It's not a cheap pen, and people enjoy them. And it just gives me something to break the ice and to offer them that is nice, And so that's part of it. And then the other part of it is all the services that we offer. I'm not the sort of real estate agent who has, other less experienced agents on my team. What I have is I have a team of people who support me and support my clients, and we will all work together as a team to help all of the clients. It's not separated. And so that sort of service that we provide is part of our marketing, and there's a lot of pieces to our marketing, but those are just some of the pieces, is having those people to support you, because it really takes a number of different personalities to do this job really well. And so I've really found that it's best to do what you're best at and then let other people do what they're best at.
I love that. And one of my core practices, as you know, Kari, is embracing your strengths and hiring out your weakness. And that's exactly what Kari's talking about. And Kari's team dynamic is different than some other top producers might be. She doesn't have a buyer's agent that, shows, Kari is the front of the team and she's doing all those high level interactions. But Darren is her right-hand man and he is there with her all the time. You see Darren everywhere. So, and then she has the other part of her team that does some of the things behind the scene. And I love how you mentioned with your marketing. So Kari does snail mail, which I think is really important. It's a huge benefit for us right now because there isn't a lot of snail mail out there. When's the last time that you opened up your mailbox and you had something, special in there? My husband's always highlighting things off of Kari's newsletter, and he'll bring it up to me in my desk, and like, this is what he thought was interesting. So think about that. And the shout out that she did in her community, it is important. And I love that. So take that away. What you enjoy doing, get out there, and don't do it once. Find a group and being consistent in that group. And what Kari does is she makes sure as well in that group, she's contributing at a high level. She's the one in the group that you would go, okay, she's one of those leaders. I mean, she's the one, she's really involved. But at the same time as her contribution, she doesn't forget why she's there. It's to contribute, but it's also to monetize. So you have to find things that you have a balance. You're giving to somebody else and you're able to monetize as well. That's a perfect scenario that everybody is getting something out of this relationship. So she doesn't forget she's a real estate agent, and she gives you her swag. I just got this last night from an event. This is a new thing. But it's really cute because somebody always has that knows you. They've got some of your swag in the pen. Everybody loves the pen because it's got a light on the end of it. But great share for the real estate agents that are listening right now is find those things that you can do them consistently, get in the community, and be there consistently in those groups. Great advice, Kari. So Kari, in what way have you shifted your business from your original plan?
Well, my original plan was the same as everybody else's, right? Oh, I'm going to rock this and I'm going to do everything. The shift really came when I realized that, it takes different personalities to do this job really well. And I needed people to do some of the other parts of it. I used to have a whole basement full of furniture and I would stage my places myself. That was such a huge drain on me and my team, and wasn't where our energy needed to be spent. So one of the biggest changes was actually hiring out the staging, hiring out the photography, hiring out the cleaning and the painting and all the things that need to be hired out, because that's not my core thing that I'm good at, what
And
I'm
there's
good
only
at.
so much time in the day, right?
Exactly. And
For you and
so,
your team.
right. So what works best is if I can drive the marketing, because I am a marketing person, although I do have a full-time marketing person on my team because it is important to get all of those pieces done. But marketing and also negotiations and empathy. So those are the things that I bring to the table that are my natural gifts and talents that that is what helps this process. So that's what I concentrate on. And then I have other people to help me do the things that they do best, that also contributes to the whole process.
Yeah, that is great. And most hot top producers are in the disc profile. They're going to be a high D and a high I. I think Kari has both of those on her, just as I do. But what a great shift in realizing all these things that you don't have to do and you shouldn't be doing, and your team should not be doing it. I like it at Kari's events because she has regular events that she does for her clients. And I happen to be, in that community, so I feel blessed that I get invited to all these cool things that she does. But it's interesting because you have your core team there, but then you have all these other people that they're not part of your core team, but they're your events team. So she hires outside people that come in. They're all rocking Kari's business t-shirt, so that they're part of the team. But so that's interesting as well. Even in your event, you're hiring additional people because your team can only handle so much, and you've got all of your business that you're continuing to do. So a really great shout out. You should not be doing your own taxes. You shouldn't be your own staging. You shouldn't be doing on your own photography. Hire all of that stuff out. Focus on the things that you're great at and the things that you have time to do, as well as your team. Correct, Terry or Kari?
Yes.
What did I just call you? You're my friend. I just called you Terry. I don't even know why I did that. Okay.
And having that team in place really allows me to be able to step away from my business when I want to and need to, right? So it's all up to me. My business continues whether I'm, here physically or not. So I can be with, have grandchildren. I can be with my
You'd be
grandchildren
out of the
if I
country for
want.
a
I can
month.
be out of the country for a month if I need to. Not that I'm not, because I'm still doing negotiations. I'm still directing marketing. I'm still communicating with my clients while I'm away, because that's just who I am and what I love to do. But for the most part, I can really step away and I'm not there day to day because I have these things in place, and there is a process to the whole uh, selling and buying a home.
Yeah. And what a beautiful thing that you're able to spend time with your new grandbaby and the new one coming. She even rented an apartment, you know, it's a rented apartment. So out of the
Yeah.
country. I mean, so you're going to be going there on a regular basis, and you can do that and know that you're going to maintain the business that you're doing and still have a great quality of life at the same time. I always say the key to business and the key to success really is working really hard and playing just as hard. And you've earned that
Very true. You
ability.
know, actually, I'm looking for new team members. And what I'm looking for is go-getters with high energy and time flexibility, who don't need hand-holding and are self-driven and are good communicators, both written and verbal. And they can do very well.
Yeah.
And that's another thing, is I pay my people really well because they deserve it, and I have a really high level team,
And that's why they
and
stick
it
around forever.
shows. Right. Yes, everybody on my team has been with me quite a long time. My lowest is a year now, and she's fantastic. I love her. She's not going anywhere, but that's what we're looking for. If there's anybody out there listening who would rather have a salaried position.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you for that shout out and the opportunity to share with my listeners, Kari. So, Kari, what natural gift do you have that helps you in your business?
Well, we just talked about that. I am a naturally empathetic person. I love, love, love people, besides being obsessed with real estate. Like, I really love looking at the real estate, but I am naturally want to help people. And I go out every day with a glad heart trying to help people in some way. And it's not always real estate related. Quite often, it's not real estate related. But what I'm trying to do is, I don't think to myself, oh, I'm going to go monetize this. That is what happens. But really, I'm just trying to go out there and do good in the world. And as a byproduct, it comes back at me. And I really believe that, your intentions and your thoughts become things, and that what you put out there comes back. So my empathy and I am very focused and driven. I really do want to do the best job for my clients. I don't care how much I'm putting in my pocket. I care what my client experience is. Um, and I want them to have a good experience, and that's really what's important. And then, of course, I'm a negotiator. You
Yes,
know,
you
um,
are.
I
How many multiple offers have you lost in the last 12 months, do you think?
in the last 12 months. Well, in the last 3 years, I've lost two,
Okay.
and
I was
in
gonna
both
keep
cases, it was better for the client. Ended up being better for the client. Um, and and I've had over 50 multiple offer situations.
And I was
Um,
gonna push back further than that as well, Kari, because I mean, that is a huge, if you're listening to the show right now, this is really important to find out how do you, because I work on the other side with Kari on some of her buyer business. I'm just feel blessed to have her as one of my power partners, and I see what these offers are going in and what other offers, and there's many times where I'm like, wow, how did she get that offer? We paid less
well,
money
real,
and
yeah, sometimes they pay less. I always have an inspection. That's really important. I don't give up on those things. But it's because I always do what I say I'm going to do, and I have a really good reputation for being somebody that you can trust and is going to back you up, and I work well with other agents. I like other agents, and I think that collaboration is much better than like, I'm not trying to get over one on somebody else. I'm trying to work with them to help both clients get what they need, you know? And so I'm also thinking about the seller in that situation. I'm thinking about my buyer and what my buyer needs, but I'm also thinking about the seller and the other agent, and what can I do to make this process better for them and easier for them? And that's part of it, right?
That's a
Mhm.
key takeaway for this, because ultimately it's the seller that's making the decision. So if you can put that hat on as if you're representing the seller to find out what their needs are, so you can structure your buyer to accommodate to them, it's going to be a better chance that deal is going to come together.
It is the seller making the decision, but it's also the agent
Of
and who they
course.
want to work with, because um, you know,
Yeah.
we don't even do it consciously. It's subconscious, but when there's, contention, or it seems like it's going to be a difficult deal or whatever, you're, you
Of
want to
course.
work
It's
with the
an
people
agent
who are
you're
going to
advising.
make sure that who are not going to go back and change what they said, or do something weird. You want somebody who's going to do what they said they were going to do, and be on top of their stuff, and make sure that everything is what your seller thought they were getting, right?
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
make sure when you're submitting that offer that you're really connecting with the agent and making their job easier.
I want to make the other agent look like a rock star.
Oh, I love that. What
Yeah.
can you do to make the other agent look like a rock star?
Yep, and make the seller feel like they're getting a really good deal,
Yeah,
while also really supporting your buyers and making sure your buyers are very safe, and getting a good experience and getting what they need, and that you're not, giving up their rights.
yeah, definitely. Well, great way to end my time with you, Kari. Again, I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to continue to support my podcast, and more importantly, to support the real estate agents out in our local community that just want to know, what can I do to take my business to the next level? What can I do to be like Kari Haas? I really appreciate you and feel blessed
They
to have.
can pick up the phone and they can call me,
There you go. Thank you,
right?
Kari. I appreciate
I'd
you.
love to
Thank
work
you
with all of you.
again.
All right. Take care. Thanks, Tina.
So to watch, you're very welcome, Kari. To watch the video recording with Kari or other industry leaders in the real estate space, you can go to bestinseattlerealestate.com, or you can catch my show on my YouTube channel, of course, all of the podcast channels. Tina Mitchell, your host and local mortgage expert, making a difference in the industry, one show and one interview at a time. Until next time.
Tina Mitchell, MLO 145420, is a licensed loan originator with Highlands Residential Mortgage Limited. The views expressed by the speakers on the preceding program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views of Highlands Residential Mortgage Limited, nor are they necessarily endorsed by Highlands Residential Mortgage Limited.